Hi. So, it's been a couple of days. I had my surgery on Thursday and now I am officially recovering. I am like still on some pretty strong pain meds and things like that. And even just sitting like this right now is kind of painful, even though I'm only going to be like recording a very small clip. So for the rest of the video, I figured we would do something very simple, easy. Also, like, I mean, you don't know me most likely, so I'm going to go ahead and I thought it would be a fun idea to do personality tests. You know, just have fun with it. So yeah, and this is also the first time that I'm using like OBS software, so fingers crossed that this actually records correctly and that editing isn't going to be an absolute pain because I still want to try to get this out today. But yeah, without further ado, I guess let's get started.
Pick a magical power. Shapeshifting, wielding dark curses and spells, mind control and hypnosis, control over the underworld, cunning schemes, no magic needed, potion brewing, and transformation. I've always said that, like, if I had a power, I think I would want to be shapeshifter, because then I could just shapeshift into whatever was needed at the moment. So I could just be the thing that's needed, which is kind of cool. An underwater palace, no thank you. That scares me. Forbidden Mountain Fortress, the underworld itself, dark castle with a magic mirror, opulent palace with treasure, or Pride Rock. Maybe the Mountain Fortress. That sounds interesting. What is your ultimate goal? I mean, causing chaos is pretty fun. Pick a color scheme. Okay, here's the deal. My favorite colors tend to be like the villain colors. So I love greens and purples, but I also really love like a nice burgundy maroon kind of color and like navies and stuff like that. So let's see what we've got. We've got black, purple, and green fire, deep purples and green and ocean greens, gold, red, and black, dark greens and shadowy browns, blue flames and gray smoke, or regal purples and poisonous greens. I mean, okay, this is pointing to specific characters. And I will say Maleficents are like really, really cool color schemes. Someone wrongs you. What do? I feel like plotting their downfall quietly and ruthlessly. Pick your ideal minions. An army of thorns. These were too specific to the characters that you're trying to. Okay, anyways. I feel like the hyenas would at least be very entertaining. Yeah. But also, okay, hold on. I have been wanting to, I mean, and I don't know where to. I have been wanting to befriend crows. And I feel like ravens aren't too far off from crows. And I did see a raven when I was in Ireland that I was like, that's a really cool bird. Pick your signature accessory. I feel like the flaming hair is really fun. I feel like I would be theatrical. And we got Maleficent. Powerful, elegant, and absolutely iconic. This is very fun. Ooh, which mermaid am I? Okay. You're obviously a mermaid, but what niche type of mermaid are you? What a beautiful day. Show me the morning you're waking up to. The morning? I'm sorry, but like only two of these look like a morning. Um like definitely not the bottom left one. That one looks like that's not, that doesn't feel like morning. I will say this top right one, it doesn't feel like morning per se, but I could see it. It kind of gives me like the Pride and Prejudice, like foggy morning. But that also doesn't really give me like mermaidy kind of deal. I am not a big fan of cold, and I'm also just generally not a beachy person, but also I think it's my like, I think it's the preference for all of these. Now it's time to pick out your outfit. The tyranny of pants is over. I think it would be fun to wear this one. I tend to be very simple. I like silvers. I like kind of more dainty stuff. I'm very much leaning towards this pendant thing. I think it's really pretty. I like the stone. It actually reminds me of a stone I have in my ring. Add another piece. Okay. I'm not a big fan of any of these except for this. I'll go with that. Time for breakfast. Trust me, to a mermaid, this looks good. Okay. I'm not a fish. I don't eat fish. I would go with the fruit or maybe the eggs, but fruit is always good. Oh, I can have oh my gosh. I can have baby seal and I can have baby otter. I think I would want the otter. I would like to race the dolphins. That sounds fun. Time for lunch. Do I want sea grapes, oysters, shrimp, or more krill? I think I would have to go for the sea grapes. The texture of them just seems really interesting. Again, I I don't eat seafood like at all. It's like a big just ick for me. But at least the texture looks interesting. So I feel like it would almost be like the popping boba. Pick an afternoon activity. Orca riding, like horseback riding, but with orcas. Which I don't know how that would work if I had a tail. Maybe I would be like side saddle type of situation. I think I would tend to an underwater garden. Oh no, it's a shark. What do you do? Okay, so here's the thing. Sharks freak me out. I would really hope that if I ignore it, it won't bother me. It would be like it's all the way over there and I ignore it and I start swimming cautiously away, but not fast. I don't want to alert it to my uh, presence. Ooh, that was close. Now it's time to organize your trinkets. Which is your most prized possession? I think a compass would be really cool. I do like a compass. Dinner time. Do I want blubber, green seaweed, crab legs, or krill? I don't want any of it. Can I, maybe if the krill is like super small, I won't taste it? What's the best way to wind down before bed? Watching the bioluminescent waves. Where do you settle down for the night? A sandy shore, the secluded grotto, the mossy roots of an old tree, or just drift off wherever I am? I think a tree. I'm a freshwater mermaid. These mermaids live in rivers, lakes, bayous, and even swamps, sometimes in close proximity to humans. This is why they're so good at concealing themselves in the green and brown waters. Some say they can even turn themselves invisible, a trick with the special plants they grow in riverbeds and lakes. Dating priorities and my actual type. Okay. First, rank these qualities in a potential partner. Dependable would be first. Curious. Ambitious. Affectionate. And spontaneous. First date dinner spots. But I think this would literally be the thing. Rank these date night outfits based on how attractive you'd find them. Maybe the sweater, the shirt, the jacket, fitted turtleneck, and then the suit. Rank the things that you create the most chemistry for you. Okay, this, feeling like you can immediately relax, long conversations, and then I don't know, gestures that make you feel chosen. Your date wants to order something for the table. Rank these choices. Warm bread. 2, specialty with a fascinating story. 3, dessert with 2 spoons. Dish that neither of you can pronounce but you both agree to try, and then champagne and oysters. Rank these accessories on how attractive they are. A worn-in jacket that they've owned forever. That's very nice. Beautiful watch. I don't really care much about watches. Like they're nice, but they're fine. Necklace or a ring that has a meaningful story. I do love a meaningful story. Bold sunglasses or an unusual bag. A tote or pin from a bookstore, museum, or an extremely niche interest. So I would say necklace or a ring with a meaningful story, a worn-in jacket, maybe a tote or a pin, and then bold sunglasses, and then the beautiful watch. Texting habits. They send you funny observations, articles, and long messages about their latest obsession. That's awesome. Text consistently and never leave you wondering where you stand. That's good. Confidently make plans instead of dragging out the conversation for days. Yeah. Send sweet good morning texts and remember important details. Remembering details is very important to me, but at the same time, I don't want it to be like the performative, I'm just doing this to, like, there's something performative about it. Ask randomly whether you want to go somewhere in an hour. So, like, the kind of person that, like, sends the funny observations and stuff where it's like, oh, I thought about you because I thought this was funny and I wanted to share it confidently, remembering important details, but the sweet good morning texts, like, that can, like, come or go. It's more on the important details that I mentioned. Um, Preferably ones where I didn't text it, like they actually had to remember them. I would like the ability to know where we stand. And then, like, yeah, randomly ask. That's cool. Make these dinners someone would cook for you. So, I do like a family recipe. I like stuff that, like, you could do together. I like the concept of the handmade pasta. That's really nice. Maybe the 5 experimental, because that's at least like a fun situation. Like, I made this, let's see how it goes. And we both kind of like have to go through it together. I would say like the complicated dish, because it shows like you really like focused on this. And then like a steak dinner is nice. I do love steak, but I don't know. It's kind of just like basic. Rank these visions of a future relationship. Power couple, travel and collecting new stories, making each other feel special, challenging each other intellectually, and then making a peaceful home, becoming part of each other daily routines. Like, I feel like that just happens at base level. Rank what you're most likely to notice about somebody's personal style. Very base level, do they look put together? Do they seem naturally like comfortable in what they're wearing? And then if there's like small details that show personality, I feel like the softness, sentimental, like how their outfit feels, and then the bold choices. Okay, my type is apparently the comfort person. Someone who feels like a deep breath. Yes, that is one thing. Like, I've mentioned specifically about my apartment. When I'm in my apartment, it feels like I can finally breathe due to my surroundings and that sort of person or that sort of situation. And I think that having a person like that would be nice. Like a person that can like make you finally like, okay. Valid consistency, warmth, trust, and the ability to completely or to be completely yourself without performing. You're not looking for boring, you're looking for the person that makes even doing absolutely nothing feel good. Let's do this August quiz. Okay, August 1st, National Sandcastle Day. Pick a sandcastle. I do like a sandcastle with a moat. National Psychic Day. Pick a pop culture psychic. Raven. August 3rd, National Friendship Day. Pick an iconic duo. Shrek and Donkey. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. How many cookies do you want to scarf down? Probably a cookie and milk, because that makes things way better. International Mathematicians Week. Ugh. Pick a symbol. I'm a good multiplication person. I never watched Sailor Moon, so I'm gonna pick the cat because he's really cute. August 7th, National Sea Serpent Day, and pick an imaginary creature from the abyss. Gotta go with Nessie. Which cat are you petting? This one. He deserves a pet. National Bowling Day. Which ball are you picking? Why is this one just called Divergent? I would go with a green ball though. National S'mores Day. Pick your ideal level of s'more toastiness. I like a very gooey, so I'm gonna go with this one. National Hip Hop Day. Pick a song to groove to. Ooh, I think it's tricky. World Elephant Day. Pick an elephant to befriend. Maybe just a real elephant. I think that would be really cool. National Filet Mignon Day. How would you like your steak cooked? Okay, I am a medium person. World Lizard Day. Ooh. Which lizard would you trust to guide you on a quest? Okay, so here's the deal. And I was thinking about making a video kind of around this, but We've got green anoles around here, and there's one that I keep seeing at work, and this looks kind of like that one, so I'm gonna click on this dude. He's got a name. I'll tell you it later. Which bee are you? Maybe this one. Fall asleep inside a flower. National Roller Coaster Day. Are you brave enough to celebrate? Heck yeah. I used to actually have a very strong fear of roller coasters. Now I do not. National Thrifting Day. Pick a lyric from Macklemore's 2013 song Thrift Shop. That one. August 18th. Andy Samberg's birthday. Pick your favorite role that he's played. I have not watched much of anything with Andy Samberg. So I'm gonna pick this dude because at least I know, at least I've seen clips of it. National Potato Day. Favorite form of, oh, that's hard. I do love a baked potato, but I also like fries. Mashed potatoes are essentially baked potatoes minus the shell, so I'm just, no. Hash browns have never been my favorite, so I think I'm gonna go with baked and loaded. National Radio Day. Pick an aesthetic radio. It's one of these two. I think I like this one. It's a little bit more compact looking. August 21st, Internet Self-Care Day. I don't know, maybe sending a supportive message to a content creator. August 22nd, Folklore Day. Oh, I don't, oh no. I don't know any Taylor Swift. I just don't know any from this album. Let's pick Epiphany. Mostly because I know the BTS song Epiphany. Which body of water has you wanting to go for a little swim? I like a pool. Open bodies of water kind of freak me out. Rupert Grint's birthday. Pick a picture of Ron Weasley looking nervous. This one is kind of an iconic scene. I do love it. August 25th, Be Kind to Humans Week. I feel like I'm like always holding the door open for people, so that wouldn't be anything new. I do have a hard time just like randomly approaching people and giving them compliments, so I do regularly reach out to my friends who could potentially be going through stuff, so I'm always checking in. And sometimes when they are going through stuff, they don't necessarily like, it's not really the time for reaching out. They call me back afterwards, but they do appreciate the fact that I called them. So I think I would let someone go ahead of me in line at a store. Which dog will you pet? I will pet this one. Pick a lucky number. 13 is my lucky number. If you were a Power Ranger, what color would you be? I'd go with red. National Sports Day. Pick a sporty movie to watch. She's the man. Yes. National Beach Day. Pick a most essential beach item. I feel like a good book. Pick the best component for trail mix. The M&Ms. My entire month will be the best. This entire month is going to be glittering, sparkling, and shining for you. Magic is surrounding you, and flowers are basically sprouting on the ground beneath you with each ethereal step you take. Enjoy this sweet time. Okay, so that is going to be it for the day. I'm going to leave it on a high note. My entire month will be the best. And so, that being the case, I'm gonna edit this and get it out, and probably do something a little bit like, again, a little bit simpler for the next video, but maybe I can have it a little bit more thought out, and not just doing random stuff. And then hopefully by next week things will be a little bit more progressed with my healing, enough to where I can sit and actually like get through full ideas before having to like lay back. But yeah, that is the plan. Thank you for joining me.